What's up, you guys? My name is Preston James, and you are listening to The Reflection, where we do just that for ourselves and our community so that we may lead a healthier, more positive, and productive lifestyle. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to you. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there and tuning back in. I truly, truly appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all are well. Hope you all are persevering. I hope you are striving towards your goals. Hope you are being consistent. If not, you just wake up the next day, start it all over again. Just keep going. I really hope you all are doing well. I had to take a small little break here for the last couple months. As you know, as a teacher, I'm on summer break. I spend a lot of time with my family, watching movies, making content, making music, working with artists, hanging with friends, just doing a bunch of different things to just refresh, right? We need that once in a while. And if you get the opportunity to do it, please do it. It's very healthy for you and it's fun and it's enjoyable. But we are back. And for our very first episode back, we have a very special guest for you guys today. And that is Niles Wolfgang. That's right. His name is Niles Wolfgang Miller. He is a photographer. He is a traveler, an editor, a cinematographer, a writer, and does a vast amount of different things that are beyond my scope within the filming area. And I just don't even know where to start. You're obviously about to hear about it here in a few minutes, but he was an awesome guest to have. I'm very glad he came on the show. So thank you, Niles, for taking the time out of your day to come over here and speak with us. And hopefully you guys can take something away from it as well. We had a really good conversation about what it means to persevere, to be consistent, to chase the goal or the dream that you are chasing, and the setbacks it has, the failures that are along the way, finding yourself along that path, and just really just putting one foot in front of the other and getting after it. That's really what it is, right? It's just, that's what separates a lot of us, is just some people decide to keep going and pushing forward while others just decide to throw up their hands. And well, I'm not going to get too into it, but we had a great conversation. Very happy to be back again. I've missed doing this. I've missed everybody. I hope you guys are all doing very well, and I hope you enjoy the episode, and we'll talk soon. All right. Welcome to The Reflection.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. You know, my podcast is about just pursuing your dreams and doing the thing that you want to do, being positive, building community, supporting people, and just really living a fulfilled life, all while trying to achieve the thing that you want to achieve, whatever it may be. I had a guest on here who, he didn't really have anything big per se. He just wanted to get a house, have a family. And I was like, that's a great goal. That's a great dream. If that's what you want to do, if that makes you happy, then you should do it.
Right. That's the caveat. Like, what makes someone happy might not necessarily be what's going to make someone else happy. And it's like, everyone has different goals, ambitions, dreams. And I don't think one is necessarily better or worse than the other. It's very much personal dependent. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure sometimes for everyone to chase the same certain things or have the same certain goals. And I think the fact that you are having people on like that is great, that have goals for having a house and kids and family. Like, that's something we kind of underrate sometimes or don't think about as much in regards to like not being as valuable as a career-oriented goal or making money goal.
Or like being goals, super rich or something. Yeah.
Exactly. No. So, and I mean, for some people, if they want to go for that, go for it. But I don't think it needs to be a universal standard, I guess.
I love that. Especially here in America, right? I think we get kind of trapped in a worldly view when it's not really the world. It's an American view instead of a worldly view of like, you know, we're lucky to live like how we live, right? I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
No, it's a great place to live in the U.S., but it's definitely not the same standard of viewing for happiness and goals as everywhere else in the world. It's very different depending on what country you go to. It's very fascinating to kind of, like, that's one thing I always like to see when I go to different countries and when I talk to different people is, what are their ambitions? What are their goals? Or what is kind of like the mindset of these countries and like the different people in them? And Well, I mean, it is very fascinating to see like how certain factors, like how we're raised, where we come from, all that kind of stuff can impact that vision. And
Definitely.
being from America is definitely gives us our own unique perspective on that.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great outlook. And kind of a good segue into that. First of all, why don't you, your name is Niles.
Yep. My name is Niles Wolfgang Miller.
Wolfgang Miller. When I saw that, I was like, is that your actual middle name?
That actually is. I've gotten that question so many times. Like, is this your real name? Show me your license. Show me this. Like, is this legit? But I can attest it. I can attest it is my real. Yeah, it is my real name.
Cool.
I guess my mom had high ambitions. She named me after Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart for the Wolfgang part on there.
It's literally what I thought of when I heard that.
Yep, that would be correct. You got that one on there too.
Okay, cool.
I also get a lot of questions on Niles sometimes too. Like, is it Miles or Neil or something like that? It's a very easily confusable name because it's not too common either.
No, but it's a cool name. It's very unique. I was thinking about that. I have a friend who named his son Knox, Knox. I feel like that's a dope name.
That is sick.
And it fits, right? Like it fits.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Niles is one of those types of names. I think I was like, that's a dope name. It's a unique, different, but it's a dope name.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mess with Preston too. So Preston's a sick name, honestly.
I appreciate it.
I like it.
But Niles is one of those names where it's like, I could see that on a screen, or if I heard something this was done by Niles Wolfgang Miller, like that has like a ring to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been told that before.
Definitely. I think the Wolfgang is what adds the gravitas to it a little bit. But I'll take it too on Niles. That's cool.
Yeah. So we got introduced through Joseph, or Memo 71.
Yep.
Which is
AKA
cool.
Memo 71.
Memo
the man.
71, yes. We talked about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought why I wanted to interview you is because you, as I talked to Joe about it as well, or Memo, was that you have this ambition to do things within the industry, which is aligned with what we want to do as well, but more so because it sounds like from what Joe was telling me is that you're passionate about what you do, and you're pursuing this dream and this goal, and kind of going into that. What is that? What is it that you want to do with this, and what do you do?
Well, I guess I'll start with what I do and then kind of go into how that's morphed. So I've been working in the film and entertainment industry for the past several years. I have experience working as a cinematographer, as a editor, photographer, a little bit in directing and producing as well, and a couple bits of dabbling in writing, but I by no means claim to be a screenwriter. I'm not that great at it, but I have done it.
Okay.
And I've worked in a lot of different positions on crews. I've worked on commercials. I've worked on music videos for artists like Pitbull, Zion, X Lennox, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I've done work on TV shows like Discovery Channel's Uncharted Waters.
I saw that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And done a couple TV pilots that I've been part of, and short films. Kind of ran the gamut on all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting. Like, my current goal right now is kind of shifting from more the traditional entertainment landscape to be focusing more in on social media and content creation.
Okay.
Like, I really want to start working as, honestly, I guess it's kind of like the most cliche answer now of our new generation, but to be a YouTuber.
Oh, that's okay.
That's where I want to be going towards. Like, it's something that I find it kind of hits all the points that I really like in the filmmaking process without having all the overhead and all the extra details and getting productions going and all the stuff with raising the funds and doing all this and that. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not something I find as interesting as just, let me just grab a camera, go pick up, film some stuff, and just keep pumping out content and doing stuff like that.
Entertain the people.
Exactly. And now that we have these platforms like that where you can monetize on there and can build a base without needing all these production resources, I think that's something that really kind of just speaks more to me and my personal interests.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. With that, what's the most recent thing that you've done, or a place that you've gone to do something to? Because you had sent me the YouTube. I got a chance. I started it, but what's your first step in that? What has been your first thing towards that specific goal?
So I guess my first thing towards that specific goal, it's funny. It was actually back in January. I was visiting some relatives in Sweden, and I brought my camera with me out there. Started taking pictures, doing a little video while I was out there. It's like, I kind of realized this is what I enjoy doing. I enjoy being out in different locations, shooting photography, messing around, hanging out with my friends, my family, people who know the certain spaces of things like, let me backtrack there for a second.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess experts in certain fields, like I've gone out and shot with people who go out and do photography in the Everglades and kind of learn from them in those spaces. Like I like to go with people who sort of know an area well, and I can kind of tag along and learn from them.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to actually having on-camera personality, I learned a lot of that from my dad. He's a host on Discovery Channel. He does his show Uncharted Waters. That's where I kind of learned a lot of my production skills. That's coming on first as a PA and then starting to work as a camera operator, helping him with producing content, all that kind of stuff. And it gave me a really solid base. And I was definitely very fortunate to have that foundation to sort of work off of and like learn from people who are experienced in the industry and then sort of find my own way.
Yeah, and the fact that you know that though, and highlight that and kind of center on that and saying I'm grateful for this is a huge thing, because a lot of people out there try to do that and they can't and they don't have anybody. So that's good that you recognize that and appreciate that, because that is a good foot in the door, but that by no means is any there's no negative to it at all. I think it's great.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can learn to do something through someone so close to you is awesome. And that you actually find a passion for that or within the same realm is also very fortunate and awesome. And that kind of steers your ship.
No, it does. Absolutely. No, I've been very fortunate for that. And I think there have been times where I have felt like, okay, maybe that kind of feeling like, oh, I didn't earn this, or I didn't build to this the right way, or I didn't build to this from having no connections, nothing on there, and having to work your way all the way to the top without having any kind of leg up, so to speak. Yeah. And I'm very open and upfront about that.
Yeah.
To where I know I have had a good starting ground. I have a good group of people that I've been able to work with, and I am fortunate in that regard. But I think that, like you said, what it is, it's not necessarily a bad thing that you have that on there. I think it's just if you're ignorant to it and you kind of have like this cockiness and ego to yourself. Exactly. Yeah. If you're coming across like that, then
that's a little different.
Screw you. Like, that's not a vibe.
Because that's the other thing. And I know people always appreciate the grind and the hustle, and we can all appreciate that.
Of course.
Especially from the ground up, from nothing. Okay. That's appreciative. But in no means does that mean that we can't also take advantage of the things that we have in our life as well. Like I think we should. Right. If we're fortunate, we recognize that, we move forward. And if it's something we like, cool. If it's not, we do something else.
Right.
But I think that's great that you have that, and that's like there's no shame in that.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
So you kind of swinging back. So you started your first kind of experience with this and seeking out your goal and your vision for your dream that you have come to find out what it is. You've honed in on it a little bit more. Yeah. It started in Sweden.
Yeah. So I guess we could take it one of two ways. I could start from there, from going from here all the way to starting the channel, or I could kind of backtrack it to where I first started. I don't know if there would be a way to...
No, it's up to you. However you want to unravel.
Damn, if we go back, there's a lot to unpack on there too, honestly. It's right.
That's okay.
Your voice has power. Your message has meaning. At the Laughing Buddha Recording Studio, we help you share it with the world. From music to podcasts, audiobooks to audio repair, your sound deserves to be heard with clarity and precision. Create with purpose. Inspire with passion. Visit laughingbuddhars.com and book your session today. Or call 310-569-6164.
I'll take it back to from college, actually.
Okay.
It come from graduating college. I think this is what kind of paint a little bit more of a broader picture of kind of how I got from point A to point B, and sort of where, while I am where I ended up now, that you can kind of see the progression of it over time. So in college, when I was going to school, around junior year, that's when COVID hit. And from that point, I'd been living out in LA going to school at USC.
Excuse me.
So at that point, I was thinking, all right, I'll probably try to find a job at a production company out here, try to do something like that.
So what were you in school for?
I was in school for business and cinematic arts.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff in producing, film production, all that kind of stuff.
All right.
And it's interesting, once COVID hit at that point, I went back to Miami because, well, one, USC, everything became like a ghost town at that point, right? LA is shut down. Miami have a little more freedom. I have my family out there. My dad, he has a house, or he's a fisherman too. So we go on the boat. We have access to be able to actually go outside and enjoy the outdoors and be able to have some sense of freedom when everyone's kind of stuck inside. I mean, most people, like, all you can really do is go on walks and do that kind of stuff, of being able to go out on taking the boat out and go on fishing or wakeboarding and stuff like that.
Actually,
it's a very
still
nice,
live life during COVID.
Exactly, yeah. It's a nice little release at that point. So once I came back there, I ended up sticking around after graduation and working on a whole variety of stuff, not necessarily just in the film space.
Did you graduate? Sorry, did you graduate from USC while you were in Florida?
Well, I guess I came back for my last semester just to be around here for then.
Okay.
But then I went back to Florida after that. Yeah. First I was saying, like, did you graduate? I was
COVID,
like,
no.
I think that. No, yeah. So I went back then. I guess it's a little confusing. Yeah, I went back to graduate, then came back to Florida afterwards.
Yeah.
I was kind of figuring out what I was going to do next. And I got absorbed in a lot of different side hustles and a lot of different avenues of different types of work outside the film industry. I worked in art gallery promotion and management. I was a first mate on a yacht. I worked in some of like the crypto space a little bit and like metaverse stuff, and worked with a lot of people in that area. I was helping create content for different people and organizations and different artists. So really just a whole variety of stuff. I worked a little bit in the equestrian space too with one of my friends. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we actually invested in a horse. We invested in a horse together too.
Okay.
Ended up selling out, but a whole bunch of different stuff. Really just trying to figure out my path and what I wanted to do. And I don't necessarily regret any of it because I had a great time trying all that different stuff.
It makes you who you are now.
It does.
Right?
Yeah. But I think part of me was almost scared to go for the film stuff because I didn't think I was good enough, or I didn't think like I could really go for what I wanted to.
Yes.
And I should just kind of like float around, do whatever. Oh, you're still young, or whatever. Which that's nothing wrong with that necessarily.
Did you feel like I think this is the juicy stuff that I like to talk about on here
Totally.
for the people is also. Do you feel like you had to that you couldn't live up to like accomplishing what your dad had already accomplished, or was that any?
Oh, definitely was part of it. I think.
Okay.
I mean, I know obviously he'd be proud of me either way, and I know like my family would be regardless of what it is. But I think there's always that subconscious sense of, all right, like, can you live up to these particular standards, or can you live up to like your standards for yourself? Like, I feel like I have high standards for myself in a lot of things that I do, and sometimes I get into sort of debilitating anxiety of starting to overthink it before I even go about doing it, and then I just won't do it. And that's been something that's plagued me for a long time, and I feel like now I'm finally starting to be able to push through that and like just put stuff out regardless and just sort of build on it even if it's not perfect. But
fuck it.
I definitely had it, right? Yeah. But I had that mindset kind of where it has to be just right, and we have to get it just to where it needs to be before we can even start building on it.
Man,
and
that's me 100% with audio and music. Just sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, no, of course.
My buddy and I, he came in with another artist, and they made like an EP, just a small record. And I called him and texted him. I was like, I can't do it. I did this and did that. And he's like, bro, you got to trust in yourself. It sounds great. You got to do X, Y, and Z. And I just like took like 48 to 72 hours and was just like, let me just think about this, work on other stuff. And I went back to it, and I've been working on it the last couple of days, and I'm like, this shit sounds really good, actually. Like, just kind of stepped away from it. But I think that is part of the art process, and pursuing the thing you really want to is this battle with yourself that you see these people that are very successful and sometimes in the limelight, like a famous star or whatever, and whatever thing you're pursuing, right?
Right.
And you see that, and you don't see that struggle and their battles. All you see is the success and what they've done and they're accomplishing or have accomplished. And so it's really hard to kind of push yourself in that same direction of being successful, whatever it is that you are doing or trying to do, because you see that and you're like, I'm not that good and I want to be this good. And so I'm glad you're saying that. That's really relatable for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And it's something like, even though like I feel like a lot more people are kind of coming out and being open about that now, especially in formats like this with podcasts, when you start to be able to talk with people and sort of unravel a little bit more, and people are a little bit more open to, I didn't always have this figured out. I didn't always have this exact trajectory ready, but still in the back of your head, you still have that voice on there going like, yeah, but that's them. Like, I can't do that. I can't get to that point. I can't do whatever. And I mean, I think it's a voice like I still definitely have, but I've kind of learned to just accept when it comes and goes and just keep pushing forward and let it be what it's going to be.
And so that came about, you went through all these ventures and then you were having this battle. And what was that with specifically?
Like the internal battle of...
So because you did all these things and then you were moving on to the next, and it sounds like that started creeping in more before you were trying to take this next step towards...
Yeah. I guess the battle was sort of just like, I kind of find myself sometimes, and it's definitely an issue I have for myself. Like, I get comfortable where I'm at. And once I hit that point of comfort, even if it's not something that I want to be focused on and doing, the fact that I'm already moving forward with it, I'm already in it, and I'm already just comfortable in that zone, it makes it a little harder to just step out and just take a chance on something I really want to do. And then there's certain parts like, oh, do you like deserve to be happy doing these things? Do you deserve to be successful? Do you deserve to... Yeah, I guess just that might be deep, but deserve to be happy or deserve to be,
I think we all relate to that. And like everybody on this planet can relate to that. Like the word deserve. I mean, I think some of the psychopaths out there are like, I deserve this or whatever.
Right, exactly.
But no, I think if you have humility and you're a genuinely good person in my mind, that you think about that. You're like, do I deserve this? Why me or why not me? Or, just that whole conversation.
Yeah.
So that came about. I guess my question was, if I can specify it more, is what was the next step in your journey that this came up that was like kind of, was it stopping you from doing something?
That the internal battle was stopping me from going. I think. Yeah,
because we went from you did all these things,
right?
You had these ventures, and then you were moving on to something, and then this kind of was.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of what was going on inside while I was doing some of these ventures, because I always knew film was like, that's the goal of where I want to be going towards. It's just like, am I ready to take that step? And I kind of feel like I was always sort of still had a toe in some other, like something else here and here, just like as a backup or just as a whatever, which I think is totally fine too. Right. I wasn't all in. That's exactly what it is. I wasn't all in, and then I ended up making a decision because like some of the people I worked with in the past, like I had some issues with, won't get into any of that either, but realized, okay, like this is not what I want to be working with. This is not the people I want to be doing stuff with. I got to go forward and I got to do something for me. Yeah. And basically from there, I really kind of just started rolling on, doing a bunch of different stuff in film. And that's when I started experimenting with a lot of different types of stuff. Like I ended up doing a TV commercial for Salt Life that I directed and produced and edited on that.
Cool.
I created content. I kept working with my dad on Uncharted Waters, on filming content there. I did a lot of content with live events and artists and musicians in Miami, creating content for them, doing music videos. Whole lot of different stuff, really just thinking, all right, I'm going to have this whole expansive business of all these offerings, all these things I can do. But at the end of the day, it just kind of like, I hit another obstacle at that point to where I spread myself too thin on what I was trying to do. And I wasn't really the guy, like I wasn't the music video guy or the commercial guy or this guy. I was like, oh, someone who could probably do a solid job at any of those, but are you going to go with me versus someone who's like niche focused in this experience or might not be able to deliver on there? Kind of like jack of all trades.
Yeah.
But like, don't get me wrong, I was still working on stuff and doing things, but I wasn't really...
Building experience.
Right, building experience, and I wasn't like building experience to exactly what I wanted to do, because I guess I didn't really know at the time exactly what that was. I thought it might be commercials.
Yeah.
I thought it might be music videos. I thought it might be doing like reality TV stuff, shooting live, doing that kind of content, working in movies.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing to where I wish I kind of knew now where I want to be going, but if I hadn't done all that stuff, I don't think I could have gotten there.
I was just going to say
like
that. Do you think you'd be or have your vision more clarity on this vision and this goal, this dream, if you didn't go through those things?
I think that what it did was kind of, it made me realize like it's okay that even if with my vision right now, if things change and I need to adapt, that's all right. And I can make changes and I can be adaptable and flexible to what comes. Because one thing I've really learned working in film is you got to be adaptable. You got to be flexible. You got to be cool, calm under pressure, be able to make changes on the fly, because that's what film is. Film is, I don't know if you've ever heard of Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's Law, exactly, yeah.
So what is...
I'll rephrase it too, just for the people listening, just in case anyone doesn't know. Murphy's Law is basically anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That is it. And that is film in a nutshell. One of the first things I learned, I took a film analysis class in high school. One of the first things they talked about it on there, probably the most true statement I've ever heard of anything. There's not been one shoot that I've been on that something has not gone wrong. Every single time. It could be something really small, like... I forgot to bring the tape to tape down this wire on here, to, oh crap, we are missing this camera, this lens, this person's not showing up. We have to make some decisions on the fly right here, change everything. And you need that adaptability. And I think kind of getting to where I am now, which is working in more adventure, travel related content, that just increases like tenfold, because there's so many more factors that can go wrong when you're going to different places, and so many things outside of your control at the end of the day. So
and your like space and your environment per se.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, no, because space environment's under no obligations to work with you at all. So I think my experience and time working in the film industry and doing those kind of positions kind of molded me to be much more adaptable. So I think it has definitely put me in a better place than I might have been before, than if I had just started on my, like, knowing exactly what I was going to do and going forward from there. Like, everything happens for a reason.
I was just going to say that. I really was. And, you know, Darwin says it's not the strongest species that survives. It's not the smartest species that survives. It's the most adaptable. Right?
Exactly.
So
it's always adaptability.
It is. And
Darwin knew that.
Yeah, he did.
Darwin was on that shit.
And I'm getting that too, because I feel like every single session I have here is something. It's always something. Like a mic's not working, or something's like a noise is happening and I have to fix it and I have to take a different route, but it's always something. Yeah.
No, audio is tough. Like working on audio stuff, I have nowhere near the amount of experience you do on there, but having worked with mics and working on that kind of shit, like audio is... Oh my God, I hate audio.
Yeah, it can be tough.
I hate audio so much. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so annoying.
And then when you hear it in a professional setting, like you hear an album or you see a movie, when it sounds the way it does, it just sounds like it's supposed to sound that way, like it was that simple, when it is not at all.
Oh my God, yeah, you go ahead and take a look at the editing tracks on any major motion picture, like the amount of stuff on there, like... Not only like
it gives me anxiety looking at some of those projects.
Oh my God, yeah. You see the timelines?
Yes, like, I'm just like, dude. No.
It is brutal for sure.
So now you've had that experience. You're applying that to taking like this trip you had in Sweden, where you have officially started your...
Oh yeah. So I guess to clarify in Sweden, that was where I kind of first had the vision for seeing this is where I want to go.
Got it.
But I didn't shoot my first vlog location in Sweden.
Okay.
Just to clarify, yeah. So that was so Sweden is where I kind of started to have the formation in my mind of, all right, this kind of travel-based adventure content, this is what I want to do. Like something in travel, adventure, and wildlife, some way to combine those passions to be able to go around and do stuff. This is where I want to go. Now, is that in the form of trying to get a job on like an adventure TV show, or becoming trying to become a photographer and do like nature guides and tours and stuff like that? I don't know 100% at that point, but being out there, taking photos, and just being in that experience it triggered something in my mind and made me realize, okay, like all this other stuff I've worked on is great, but it's not really where I want to go. So I got to do something, and I got to switch, and I got to just lock in on this vision and see what can I do to get there and go forward. And
I love it.
And that was back in January. It's July now. I just released my first vlog now this week, so it's been a process still to get there.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
But I really love, and I've had some episodes about this already, you've taken chances, you've taken risks, but you've built those experiences, even if it wasn't something you were all in on, you tried it. It's that trial and error. And I really try to get and preach to get past fear, because I'm not perfect either. I do the same thing. I have this podcast even just to talk about, encourage myself to do certain things, because that fear will hold us back. But if we don't have these challenges, we don't have these experiences, we don't have the trial and error, then we're not going to get better, and we're not going to get to that place that we want to be, whether that's exactly how we pictured it in our mind, which most often it's not.
Right.
But we're not going to even get close to that if we don't try and take chances and risks.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, isn't it? Is taking that first risk, taking that leap of faith.
Yes.
That's like, humans hate change. Inherently, we say, oh, we want to do this and this different, but I found more often than not, people are going to stick in what they know just because it's comfortable, and that fear of taking that chance and taking that risk. And
100%.
It's scary, man. And I don't judge it at all, because I have felt that so many times.
Yeah.
No, I will continue to feel that constantly too, but say, screw it, let's just keep going anyways. But
that's the
I like
difference.
I like that we're on a similar mindset on that, though.
Yes.
And it's like, not to where you're like, oh, there's no mental obstacles for me whatsoever. I'm doing this. It's, I know these obstacles, I know these challenges, I know these fears that I have, but still pushing forward with it anyways. And like,
that's the difference with a lot of people.
That's courage at that point, in my opinion. It's where you know and you acknowledge these things and you're open about it, but you still keep going forward.
You kind of face that adversity.
Exactly. You got to face it.
Yeah.
It's never going away.
Yeah, and I feel like with that, you're going to have so much more of a fulfilling life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I always say, if I died tomorrow, if I was like close to death, I would be happy with what I've done in my life, because I've taken chances, I've taken risks, I've done the things I've wanted to do, I've checked boxes, and it's all because I was like, sure, why not? Something came knocking at the door, and I was like, why not? Right? I have 2 kids now, but before then, I was just like, anything that came to my doorstep, I literally would almost say yes to. And some of it was scary, and I was like very unsure of what was going to happen, but I did it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out, obviously, I'm still here, and I had those experiences now.
Yeah. No, I mean, even if things go like not exactly how you planned or end up being like a mistake, you learn from that, you keep moving on. Like, the worst thing you can do is have, I feel like the worst thing you can have when you're old at the end of the day is regret.
Yes.
It's the fear. It's not like whether you made this mistake or you failed at something. It's like having not done it. That's what'll kill you. Having not done it. And that's what'll kill you.
Yes. And a lot of successful people, in my experience, what I've heard is they failed so many times. They fail 10 times more often than they succeeded at something. Mm-hmm. And it's that fear of not succeeding and having failure that people are so scared of, especially on social media nowadays, because it's like you think everyone's going to be looking at you and judging you, and right? And that's kind of the caveat with social media and having things out there, is that people get to see those things. Right?
It's true. Yeah, no, they see the whole journey, or at least as much of the journey as you're willing to put out necessarily.
Yes. Yep.
I like it personally when creators put out their struggles or put out their problems or put out these things. It makes it, I think it's more relatable at the end of the day. And I think that's one way social media could be beneficial, to where if people are able to take that with sincerity and be able to see like, hey, this person's going through these kind of things, they're going through these same problems as I am, or they're going through this and still moving forward, maybe I can do the same thing too.
Yep.
And just being honest about it. And obviously you're going to get people who are just going to like talk shit and like try to get under your skin. Like that's just part of it.
That's part of it. Exactly.
You kind of got to like just let that go. I haven't been doing it long enough to encounter it, but I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of people that are like, oh yeah, your pictures suck. You suck at this.
And
like,
those are people that
envy
and are like, they want a piece of that. They wish they could do that. So that means, in my experience too, that means that I'm on the right track.
Right.
Right. If there's people talking shit and they're just like dogging on me in different ways, it's like, that means I'm doing something right.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. All right, so now I'm hoping for some more hate comments. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Exactly,
it's like, damn, everyone's been too nice right now. I must suck.
So tell me about this vlog. What's the vlog? What's going on the vlog? Your first vlog.
Yeah, so first vlog. I decided to go full in on this idea when I went to go visit my friend Dao Ji out in China. This is early April. So I was out there for a couple weeks. I had the thought process going in my mind, like, all right, do I want to be creating content like, oh, maybe I'll have my social media be more like, all right, I do like action adventure reel showing like a little highlight reel of snowboarding or of like doing this crazy thing or of seeing this animal or doing all this kind of stuff. And I realized, okay, like I kind of want to combine that with an element of my own personality. And at first my thought process was, okay, like I want to work in like adventure, travel, wildlife photography, and videography stuff. Why don't I combine part of my personality to build a community and audience around myself that I can then use to kind of work in that other space as well, and sort of leverage that to build, to work with other companies and work with organizations and build like a social media presence on there. And I've seen a lot of photographers and videographers do that, to where it'll not just be their work necessarily, but kind of a little bit about themselves, or like not necessarily full vlogs or anything like what I'm doing, but if you see like an Instagram post with a photographer, a lot of the times they'll do a little video of themselves before doing something silly, or taking the camera up, showing themselves in the shot, and then going in and you see the photos afterwards. Because I feel like a lot of the times people will kind of connect with that, at least on social media, when you get that kind of, it's funny, I feel like on social media, when you see like a video of someone that looks like it was shot on an iPhone or something basic first, and it's in that kind of Instagram, TikTok style, you might be more likely to stick around on that than just something purely cinematic, because that's more kind of what you're there for a little bit when you're scrolling through
relatability.
Exactly, that relatability. So using that, I was thinking, okay, I can use that as a segue to get into showing the cinematic stuff. And then as I started shooting, I don't know what it is. I found the perfect mix on it. I really like doing stuff in front of the camera. I like kind of being able to goof around, like vamp, tell jokes to the camera, whether or not they end up being funny or not, that we'll see on the editing floor.
That's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And then just like taking in the experience, and almost like it ends up being where it's almost as much for me as it is for the audience, to where when I'm traveling somewhere and I can kind of talk it out, because I don't love to write as much, like journaling necessarily, but I kind of start to view these videos as maybe this is how I can kind of video journal for myself and create something interesting, while at the same time building towards what might be my goal, which at this point in China, I'm still not 100% sure what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And basically that long segue into that, but for the first vlog location that we do, it's in Zhangjiajie, which is the real world inspiration behind the Avatar floating mountains in James Cameron's Avatar.
Cool.
So,
I saw that part.
Yeah. So they use that as the real world inspiration from there. And since then, it's seen a huge tourism boost at that point, because everyone wants to come see the Avatar Mountains, come see this. They show, like, they renamed it actually the Avatar Floating Mountain now. When you see the sign on there, when you come to the official mountain, that's what's written on there. So I thought, okay, that could be an interesting premise. I'm going out here. And at that point, I was like, okay, how do you make a vlog? Like, how do you develop a story for this? Or how do you make something interesting, like a point A to point B? And I was like, okay, a lot of travelers, maybe they'll just sort of show their experience going around, do like 30, 40 minutes in a location. I don't necessarily like to film everything. I kind of like to film things that have significance, or like are important to the process of the journey. Like,
for example,
I would say, like, in this particular vlog, I would take us out at the beginning while we're at the hotel. All right, introducing the concept. I'm going out here. We're going to go see if we can get this picture of the Avatar Mountain. I'm bringing this camera gear. Let's go and find this. And then
cut to you out there.
Yeah, cut to me out there. And then, all right, we're going up this particular location here. This is why this is relevant. This is why this is cool. This is what I'm feeling right now in this moment. We're going to go stop off and do this real quick. We're going to build up to here, and still having like little moments in the story, like trying like Chinese KFC for the first time, going out and like feeding like little, like finding monkeys and stuff, taking photos of that, doing little things while me and my friend Daoji are like vamping and talking in line, like singing to camera, just doing little stuff like that mixed in, but overall kind of having a mindset of, all right, this is where I want to get to on the story here and here. And also part of it is I don't want to be filming the whole time too. I want to take some time away from the camera to just appreciate where I'm at as well.
Yes, definitely.
And that's always been something I've kind of struggled as a traveler sometimes, is how much do I want to film and photograph versus experience? And I feel like I got to have that mix of both. Like, I don't want to be having everything filmed all the time. I want to still be able to enjoy and live that experience while at the same time capturing the content. So kind of like having a little mix on there. And I feel like I've kind of gotten better at finding that mix, but
it's all, life's a balance, right? And that sounds like a balance. It's a balancing act. And I think you hit it right on the head. First thing that pops in my mind is people at concerts now. All I see is just phones.
Exactly.
No one's really enjoying the moment. They're trying to capture the moment instead of be in the moment.
Right.
And I know the day and age we're in, that's tough, because you do, like, your mind is focused on keeping that memory, keeping that moment, and trying to not necessarily relive it, but just remember it how it was. But instead of actually being in it and having that more of like of an internal experience rather than this external experience on your phone or just some sort of device. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a very, mature is not the word, I think a very soulful way to look at it, right? Just to capture that on both the technology aspect of it and the internal feeding your soul aspect of it too.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's also part of the reason I considered even doing the vlog on there or not, is like, is me making this now taking away from my experience of being in this moment or of taking in this type of thing? Or do I want to keep this as just, because I'm someone like, I love to travel, I love to go to places, experience things, do all that kind of stuff. But is it something where maybe I just keep that separate and then do whatever my job is as my job? Or do I try to combine that? Or like I would get in my head is, is this going to dilute my enjoyment from this? Or is this going to turn this into like what feels like the job or whatever? And it's...
How do you think this first adventure, how do you think this felt? Do you think you got to do both?
I think I did. I think, well, it's funny. So for the first vlog, the vlog you'll see on the video that I made, it's from the third day we were out there. But I had filmed 2 previous days before that, and they both kind of sucked.
Okay.
Because I had never really tried it before. I didn't really know what I was doing and telling the story. I'm like, all right, we're going to go to here and do this, and oh, look at that, and look at this rock over there, look at this thing over here, whatever like that. And I'm like, okay, like this isn't really that interesting. Like I don't think I would want to watch this. So I had to kind of go back, look into it again. And what really helped me is kind of establishing sort of an objective for, okay, I'm here, we're going to go and do this. And then once I have that as a framework, then I know we're building up to something. Yeah. And I can kind of just go along with the flow at that point. All right, we're going to go out here, There's something interesting happening, we'll get that. We'll hang out, we'll do our stuff, but I know we're building up to something. I know kind of what the story is in my mind. Obviously, the pieces need to get filled in with what actually happens, but I have an outline trajectory, and that's what helped me a lot in terms of actually figuring it out.
Having an outline.
Yeah, having an outline.
And like you said, like an objective.
Right.
And it's fascinating to me. You've taken your average person's mindset and goal of, because I feel like a lot of people in the world, I think it's safe to say, want to travel and want to see other places. Whether they do, that's a whole different story.
Right.
But they want to experience things in life for the most part. And you've taken that and you're trying to turn this into something that's what I feel is very smart for people to do is you're doing the same thing but different. Same but different. It's like it's almost like clothes. Like someone makes a shirt, but you're making a different style of shirt because people are going to wear shirts, but this is just a cooler type of shirt.
Right.
So you're doing something that people do on a regular basis, but making it into your own experience and bringing that to people to also experience it through your lens, literally and figuratively. But also like just like this sort of enhancement. I don't really know how to put my finger on it, but that's what it sounds like you're doing through this vlog. Like
enhancement with like the photography integration on there, enhancement with which
with both with the way you're filming it, like that part of it, but also the experience in and of itself. Right. So you're trying to deliver what it sounds like is your experience with it. Like you said, you're this duality of filming content and then also experiencing it yourself. But you're also, what it sounds like, is trying to bring that together at the same time, but keeping them separate to the people as well.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm trying to...
That's tricky.
Yeah, it is a tricky route. And I think kind of the perspective I'm coming in...
But very cool.
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of coming into it from the perspective, all right, like I'm an adventure vlogger. Like I'm doing adventure vlogging through the perspective of like a photographer, cinematographer. So I'm taking you on this journey with me, and I'm going to tell you, okay, like I'm getting this shot. This is what I'm kind of thinking in this moment. All right, like I want to get this picture of this here. Here's why. Here's what I think I want to do. Here's the photography term I want to use on this, and maybe could teach someone a thing or two at the same time for people who are interested in that and like also interested in travel content. Because like I've seen a lot of travel channels and travel vlogs and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of it is just the experience of going out there and doing stuff, which is cool. But I haven't seen too much to where the person is kind of like, I guess I kind of look at it as like a photographer's travel vlog almost.
Like you're expressing the why.
Right.
This is why. Like that's something like, even if I was watching something, you tell me why you're doing that. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know any of that, but now I do. And I get to see some cool shit along the way.
Right. So kind of like the behind the scenes of how you get this shot that's appearing in this vlog.
Part of the main story or something.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%. That's
I'm getting it.
It hits the nail on the hammer. It's and admittedly too, like I'm still figuring out the exact formula of what works best, what doesn't. And I mean, I think I got to make another like 20, 30, 40, 50 or whatever number on there and get enough analytics to see, all right, like, yeah, am I a little too heavy on the camera knowledge stuff? Am I not heavy enough on the experience stuff? Or what's the exact perfect mixture? And I'm kind of trying different things. Like I have a vlog coming in a couple weeks to where I went out and experienced Universal Studios Beijing, and that was sort of more just like a
Didn't even know they had one out there, see?
They do. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really fun.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a huge Universal guy. I was a big, from a Universal family, all that kind of stuff. Like we used to go, I grew up in Miami, so we used to go up to Orlando and do that stuff a lot. But like in that one, for example, I didn't really do any photography in that. That was just straight going out, experiencing it. I knew I was going to go, let's just see if we can make something, see if it's interesting. And you know what? That might be something that either it could totally bomb or people could really like that. And then maybe I kind of mix up the format and what I'm doing. But I'm really coming into it where I have my vision in mind for what I want to do. But I guess calling back to some of the stuff I learned in the film industry, I'm going to be adaptable. I'm going to be flexible to see what's going to work, what might not work. And how do we figure something that's going to be the best possible path forward? Yeah. Not only for my own enjoyment, which like for me, if I'm not enjoying the process of doing it, then I might as well go back and get another job and do something else. Like
that's core right there. That's it.
There's no reason to stay with it.
That's the core here. Is this conversation for me is you're doing something that you want to do, especially, but other people like you just saying that you just enlightened me. I didn't know there was a Universal in Beijing, and I'm like, I immediately am interested. That's click. Let me see what's happening here.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. No, and I mean, I think that's one thing I'm learning a lot now too, is how to deliver interesting titles and thumbnails and all this other content and these different types of creation tactics that
it's a tough one.
I never thought about before. This is something totally new to me because a lot of the times I just deliver the content to the client, whatever they're doing with it. That's their business. That's not mine. I just have to give you this. But for actually packaging and selling it in this way and selling it on YouTube, which, I mean, I've watched a good amount of YouTube. I've drawn a lot of inspiration from other creators, but it's not my background. It's not my wheelhouse. So it is a learning curve, and I know I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. But honestly, I love it.
Good.
It's so much fun. It is like...
That's really good.
It combines like being able to be on camera and goof around, get really cool shots, do a lot of creation, being able to like show it to all my friends, my family, all different types of people, like bring people along on travel experiences. Cause like I've done a lot of traveling over the years too. And a lot of people are like, oh, like, can I see a picture of this or a picture of that? Or like post on certain things. I'm like, now I can kind of share it along the way and just be able to like bring people along at the same time.
Yes,
which I mean,
bring you along with me.
And it's great.
Yes.
Like, and I want to just share that with as many people as possible. I want to do a lot of stuff like going out and like, and it's a great excuse for me to go out and visit friends and do stuff like with them or make other content and do whatever too. Like and even like making shorts, like I'm having fun with that too. Like I made one today where we went to the park and I just like hung upside down on the monkey bars, like with the camera, like trying to get like an intro shot for this little like video on some monkey photos or something I did. And just doing like little silly, stupid stuff like that. But that's creative. It's awesome. It's fun. Yeah. Just like playing around with that. And that's what I love in the film process is it's the creativity side. And I know I'm going to need to force myself to focus a lot on the business part of YouTube too and learning that and getting into that space and like, but that's okay because I think I can really hone in that as well. That'll come and I'll build the audience, grow with that as well. But I love the creation process on that, man. And it's, I think while my vlogs are definitely not in their final form, I think I'm on the right track. And that's all I can ask for right now.
And most importantly, you're enjoying what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And that is a key element for me is enjoying the thing that you want to do, this short life that we have. Enjoy what you're doing. If you can make money and a living doing it, that's the best part.
Right.
right? And eventually, you like you said, it's a balancing act with all this stuff, but you'll get to a place where you know what you want to do, you know where you want to go, you know that there's uncertainty, it's unpredictable, but at the same time, there's some sort of structure so you can kind of steer your own ship and have that vision along the way.
Yep.
But be adaptable, like you said, you have to be flexible. But it sounds like it's in that direction. You're getting there.
Yeah.
And that is inspiring. I think that's inspiring.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Right now, I know this is the beginning of this part of your journey, but if you could snap your fingers and be in a position, what would that look like? Where would you live? What would your life look like? Would you have kids? Where would your house be? What would you be doing on a daily or weekly basis? What would that picture look like?
That's a really great question. And it's definitely something I've thought about quite a bit to where I want to get to. I mean, I used to be a really, really big over planner of to get to here, to here, to here, to want to be at like, okay, I want to try to be married at this age, doing this with kids at this age, doing like here, this is my job here. I want to get to like this particular position. But I'm kind of taking things now a lot more month by month, sort of day by day, and kind of like adapting on there. But I think if I were to snap my fingers to different positions, I mean, I might throw a couple out there, actually. One would be a couple years down the line, once I'm in a solid groove with this, making all my money off of doing YouTube content. Doesn't have to be anything crazy like making millions or anything like that. Just making a good, comfortable income to where I'm able to travel around, be able to afford my travels, being able to go out and experience a lot of stuff. Maybe living on like a beach in Bali or something like that would be cool for like, like I've thought about like actually doing something like that to where I live in different places for a couple months at a time rather than like renting, just doing like Airbnbs and Spot and like doing stuff like that. Cause I love like living in different places. So that'd be one potential option. I mean,
almost like a nomad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
like a nomad, but like not moving around
upper,
upper, that's what I'm saying. Like a few years, like maybe once I'm making some more money on it, but right now I'll be right now if I want the beach life on there, I'll have to go live on like the Venice beach or something. Like, go camp out over there and put up a tent or something. We'll see. Nice beachfront property.
Right.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, I guess so. Yeah. So a couple years from now, I would love to just be, I guess, somewhere where I can be living nearby the ocean. Have the freedom and flexibility to travel, and have pretty much all my income coming from working on creating vlog content and doing photography-based content.
Got it.
That's where I'd want to be.
Okay.
And I'd love to be able to do a lot of stuff. Like, I really want to get into doing stuff as well with, like, animals, like doing wildlife photography, doing wildlife content. Like, I grew up loving, like, Animal Planet, Steve Irwin, all that kind of stuff. I follow a lot of those channels right now, like Forrest Galante, a lot of different people who are in that kind of space and do wildlife-esque stuff. And that was actually the first job I wanted to do as a kid. I wanted to be a zookeeper. I wanted to work with animals. So
cool.
It's always been a passion of mine. So I'd love to like keep doing stuff like that.
That is a great segue into my next question is, who is your inspiration, like even growing up and now? Like, who's your biggest inspiration, or who are some people who inspire you to do what you're doing or going to do?
All right. Got quite a few on there, actually. I'll throw out, obviously, I'm going to definitely start with mom and dad, for sure. Yeah. Because my parents both worked in the industry. They worked as actors, models, some work in hosting, doing all that kind of stuff. They got me interested and involved in the film space from a very young age. And they both trotted their own path. They built their own thing to come out here. Like, my mom was a first-generation immigrant from Sweden. Came out from there, started working in the U.S., ended up working in the space. She works in mindfulness and meditation stuff now, which is really cool. And she's following her passions and her dreams, which is awesome. Yes. And my dad, he's still working in the entertainment space with his Discovery Channel show and with hosting for fishing content. And it's, I mean, just the fact that both of them, not only, I mean, just the fact that they're my parents, they did a great job, like, being there for me as a kid. Always, like, they had their issues and their disagreements, and they ended up getting divorced, but they always put us first. Yeah. And
you say us, you have
me
siblings?
And my sister, me and my little sister,
Okay.
Yeah. Also, she's killing it right now. She's an amazing artist. She just passed 100K on Instagram. Nice. So she's my inspiration on the social media side, actually, because she's been day in, day out on that grind, like working on there, posting every single day, building a following, developing her artwork. She's incredible. She's only 21 too.
All right, and what's her Instagram?
Her Instagram is Emily Miller Arts.
Emily Miller Arts.
Yep,
Okay.
Emily Miller Arts.
Okay.
And I don't know if I plugged mine yet too. Mine's the Wild Wolfgang. So
The Wild Wolfgang.
The Wild Wolfgang, Emily Miller Arts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna, when we were gonna talk
Oh yeah,
about,
yeah. All right, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
go back
might
to
as well
that.
put it, and then might as well we're talking about it now. What's your YouTube?
Yeah, so my YouTube is the Wild Wolfgang.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the same as Instagram and YouTube.
Exactly. I got the Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the Wild Wolfgang.
The Wild
one word.
Wolfgang.
Yep, the Wild Wolfgang.
Cool.
Yeah, I found I was trying to find Instagram domain back in January because I thought I was gonna have one for just like wildlife photography and stuff.
Yeah.
I put it aside on a burner account and then we took it up now and I got it on everywhere else. So we're sticking with it.
Yeah, no, and it's got a ring to it.
Yeah, thank
it
you.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna forget that, right? You hear that once and you're like, and you hear it again and like even in like a few years, like, oh, I've heard that. I remember that.
Yep. Got a nice little ring to it for sure.
So she's your parents and your sister. Who else?
My parents, my sister. Definitely gonna throw out too my godfather kid. He's been someone who's been almost like a second father to me. He's been my dad's best friend since college. They had this fishing team, Get Lit Fishing, that they worked on for a long time back in the 90s, 2000s. One of the best fishing teams in the nation, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they won World Sailfish Championship several times. Did a lot of that kind of content, but he's been someone that's like, I don't know, the fact that he's treated me and my sister like his own kids at that point, even though, like, obviously he's best friends with my dad, they're close and stuff too, but the levels and extent of what he's gone through to help out and like support us and be there for concerts, for everything, for, I don't know, it's very special.
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
it's like it's an interesting experience feeling like you have like three parents, which is very unique and something I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
So
it's a good thing to have.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
important. Even just in life in general, just having people in your corner like that is great. It's great to have.
yeah, absolutely. And I guess going apart from immediate relatives, to inspirations, I have a lot. I guess like growing up as a kid, I know it's the cliche film thing to say, but definitely Spielberg was always like,
Okay, yeah.
Like, my favorite movie was
amazing.
Yeah, my favorite movie was Jaws. Growing up as a kid, I was obsessed with it. Like I
Okay.
loved Jaws. I love Jurassic Park. I love all that kind of stuff. Like I still probably put him as my favorite director today too, but I have plenty of other directors and people I do like. I mean like Hitchcock, Tarantino, like all these different types of interesting directors, Kubrick. But as a kid, I mean, growing up on that, like, what are you watching? You're watching like Jurassic Park. You're watching all these really interesting, fun action movies. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is amazing. Like, this
really
is what
is.
I want to do, and I want to be.
That's why he's one of the best, if not
Exactly.
the best. Him,
No.
James Cameron. Like,
Oh,
yes.
Cameron too. Cameron's awesome.
Yes.
Love James Cameron.
Man, I've watched Terminator 2 is one of my favorite movies ever made.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in the last couple of years, but when I watched it about 5-6 years ago, I was like, it still holds up. That movie was made in like 1991.
It's crazy how well it holds up, right?
Man.
At the very dawn of CGI at that point.
Yes.
It was like that and Jurassic Park were at the forefront, like when it was just starting out, and then movies realized, like, oh crap, like,
we need to catch up.
yeah, this is what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. But
Did you ever see that movie? Just kind of a side note. What's that movie about Spielberg? It's about him as a filmmaker and just growing up. It was like
I don't think I saw that one in particular. I had like
do you know what I'm talking about? And it was like it was about him as a boy getting into filmmaking.
when did that come out?
A few years ago. It's not old, but it's older. Like
I didn't see it, but I got to check it out now too.
not the Spellmans, but it's a different name, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about him
Interesting.
coming up as a director and just getting into film.
And very fascinating.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have any do you just have anybody that you look up to that's on YouTube, like a YouTuber or an Instagram, like a social media
Yeah.
giant?
I'd say when it comes to YouTube, probably the one I looked up to most is Yes Theory.
Okay, I don't even know who
would say-
that is.
Yes Theory. It's this channel, this group of guys that basically their whole motto is like saying like yes to these different aspects of life, doing these different kind of things. They did this video where they went out and lived with have you heard of the Iceman, the guy who does like Wim Hof? He does Wim Hof breathing. He climbed Everest without a shirt, like in shorts, like just going all the way up through. He was able to like beat off, I think it was like he beat off Ebola, like that was injected to him, like with breathing methods and stuff in his mind. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Like, so.
Okay, no, I haven't heard of this.
Yeah.
So Yes Theory?
Yes Theory. So they went out, they did this whole video with him out there, like going through his methods, like doing the breathing, going into sub-freezing temperatures, like with just shorts on, walking through, going into like ice plunges, doing
What's
crazy
that guy's
breath
name?
holds. Wim Hof.
Wim Hof,
another really, really cool guy. Great breathing method also. Like I've done his breathing method in meditation sometimes too. It's very, very clearing, especially for people who have trouble with clearing out their thoughts in the meditation process.
Yeah.
It's something that allows you to sort of do it without having to worry about, am I thinking or not thinking? It does like a full mental reset regardless of what you do. But sidetrack on there, I guess. So their whole video, they go out, do this experience with the guy, and like, I don't know, it's something about the way they do it. It's their energy, it's their camaraderie. Like, I mean, right now I am just a solo YouTuber doing it, but I do like to bring my friends along for the journey and bring people out and all go out and experience this together, which is really fun. Like, and I love people who are down to like come out, like, hey, like, you don't need to have this film background to do this with me. You don't have to do this with whatever. Like, let's just go out and have fun. Let's just do something fun with this. And like, let's go explore. We do, in an upcoming video, I actually go out to this abandoned rocket facility out in the Everglades. That was a relic of the Cold War. Rocket, yeah.
Rocket, okay.
Yeah, old rocket facility from the Cold War era. They used to be like building rockets out there.
Yeah.
Didn't get the contract with NASA, got abandoned, and it's like this old relic from the 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with all the buildings, all the stuff, all the rockets. They're like, well, the rockets are blocked off now, and we try to find them, see what happens at that point. But, you know, it's fun. And like one of my buddies, he loves to do that stuff. Came up with the idea. We went out together and just shoot.
That's
just
a
have
cool
fun with
idea.
it. So that's kind of, So just stuff like that, and that mentality of Yes Theory. And like, I mean, I love one YouTuber I'm getting into a lot. I mentioned him earlier, Forrest Galante. He's like a wildlife biologist and expert, and he does
Forrest
Galante.
All right, Forrest Galante.
Yeah, he was a host on Discovery Channel, did a lot of content like that.
Okay.
And I mean, like, I love animal-based content, like I've already said before too. But he like does a lot of stuff where he'll go to like these crazy zoos and exhibitions and going out on these wildlife journeys, all this sort of stuff. And it's kind of akin to the style I'm used to filming in, because he comes from that Discovery background too. So he does host it kind of like a little bit like a show at times, and it has that sort of feel. And that's kind of what I've been doing a bit, to where it's like a hybrid of a little bit of TV mixed with more YouTuber stuff. And I'm trying to figure out what works with that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's interesting. And like, I don't know, the whole YouTube space it's so fascinating, the amount of different niches and the amount of different people that work in the different spaces. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but like you're saying too, is you're pulling from all these different places, and that's how new things come about, right? It had to start somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
Just like even the simple idea of, and that's my theory, by the way, and just in life in general, is just like less is more, in simple things or what like goes far. Very simple. Like I was just thinking of pulling from different areas. It's like it first started with something like a tire, like a wheel. So they had this, right? And then it became a tire, because then it was like, oh, let's get some tread on there. And now there's like certain types of tires, and then, but you know what I'm saying? Like it starts with a very simple idea,
right?
Of a circle that spins, that gets me from one place to another faster, and just, but you just taking from different aspects of YouTubers, to nature programs, to Discovery, to whatever, to your family, and then combining all of that to make your own thing. And then you'll be one of those people that someone kind of takes that from and do, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think
and
like
it's a community of people, and we all, I wish people would be more open to working and having camaraderie. But people kind of want to be like, this is mine.
No, when you start protecting your stuff already, you're already screwing yourself at that point. Like every creative person, everyone that makes stuff, like you're always borrowing and taking and stuff, ideas from other people. Like obviously, like outright stealing someone's stuff, like that's bad. Like
that's
taking
different.
someone's, that's different. But like you're like, okay, like I'm gonna take the way like this I like how this person shot this intro. I want to use this shot inspiring on this. I want to use, okay, like this person used this really cool way of color grading their image, or they used a really interesting transition, or they used a really interesting way of discussing something. I want to try to pull from that. I want to try to learn from this. Like
definitely,
you always got to pull from other people's stuff. It's like it's like anything we do in life. Like there's a reason that we're able to keep progressing as a species and society. We sort of build on the legacy of those that have come before us and build on the knowledge. So you don't have to start at zero all the time. There's so much great resources and stuff out there. And for anyone who wants to be a creator and create content in whatever industry or niche it is, like there's so much good stuff out there on the internet, on YouTube, and all these different platforms to just
people
draw
have to be
inspiration
willing.
from.
They have to sit down and do it. I think that's the biggest.
That's the hard.
That's the part. That's the hardest part, and people don't want to do that. I find like they're very comfortable. It's putting the time in. It's all there. It's just putting the time in. And what you just said is something that I like to hold dear to my heart and in my life is work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Right. Like you're gonna have to work hard at certain things, but work smart about it. Like don't work against it. Right. Don't push don't make the rock you're pushing up a hill like a boulder. Mm-hmm. Right. Like don't make it harder than it has to be.
Right.
I think we all tend to do that at times, right?
Yeah. And I can feel like that's like, oh, the grind, I'm grinding so hard on this, but like you might not get anywhere because you're just not going about it the right way.
Yeah.
Or you're just like keep making the same mistake on it over and over. And that could be an ego thing. You feel like you know best.
Absolutely. The ego gets in the way a lot too. I have to check myself.
To me a lot of the time.
Yep. I definitely have to check myself.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, yeah. But that's everyone's own journey too with the self.
Right.
They have to kind of figure that out for themselves because no one else can really do that for you.
No, absolutely. That's 100% an internal journey. What I've learned too, like you can't make anyone do anything too. It's always going to come back. Like if someone wants to do something or accomplish something or go for something, that has to come from themselves. No amount of like motivation or anything like that can force someone to do it. If they're going to do that for themselves and push themselves forward, they'll get it done. If they don't have that internal drive to do it, it's not going to happen.
That's the saying, you can lead a horse to water.
You can't make it drink.
That's it. What's one crazy, and we'll get near the end here, but what's one of the craziest experiences you've had along this journey of film, cinematography, photography? What's a crazy experience?
Crazy experience? Like you mean in regards to something that went like really wrong and off, or just a cool experience, or
both, or whatever. What's one of the first thing that comes to your mind?
I guess craziest experience. There's a lot on there.
Yeah.
That a lot of interesting stuff. I guess going back about a year or two ago, I started to work with the International Sport Kickboxing Association on creating some content with them and helping to deliver certain videos. And I became really good friends with the president of ISK in Canada, Victorio, huge guy in the world of kickboxing and sports promotion, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of pitched him this idea like, hey, let's make a TV pilot together. Let's do something about the up and coming fighters that you're working with. Because he has like a lot of these young, scrappy dudes kind of like building themselves in the ranks that are they're not pros by any means. So they're not like your McGregors or any of these guys who are like making crazy money on this. They're working 9-to-5 jobs at the same time, doing stuff like all different types of things, like working as farmers, butchers, you name it. Like they're working all this type of stuff, trying to raise their family while
pursuing a passion of theirs.
Exactly, and getting the shit kicked out of them at the same time. And it's like, this seems like it could be a really cool concept. So we put it together, raised the funds for it for like about $10K to get together to get everyone to go out and shoot. We go out to Canada and we spend 5 days just like shooting with this international fighter from Geneva, traveling to all different spots, and we're bringing out like, it's interesting, like I'd never shot a TV pilot or anything before at that point, and I'm basically show running a pilot where we're running around with like $100,000 plus worth of gear on our stuff, like a whole bunch of rented equipment, all keeping it in stock, like we're basically making it up as we go along. Yeah. Because we decided, like someone I knew, he basically told me like, hey, you might be able to make this into a TV pitch if you get a pilot filmed on here. So I put a pilot together the week that we're leaving to go out. At first, I was just going to go out and film some content with him and like shoot whatever, and maybe we make like a sizzle. But when I seemed like, all right, we could make an actual pilot out of this, I got together a couple buddies. We got the tickets. We went out. We were getting money and investment while we were on the planes doing this kind of stuff at the same time.
On the go.
And like getting people to send in money, or like getting investments, or getting other people like that Vic knew and all this kind of stuff, or different people together to like put in a little bit to help out, and getting favors called in for whatever while we're producing this at the same time. And just sort of, I'm like rewriting the story as we're kind of making it and going along with the flow. And it's very intense, but it's so much fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Like right now, it's still like I haven't written it off like and ever becoming something. Like we do have the finished pilot out there, so if we have the opportunity to make something out of it, we could. But just the experience of it was insane. It was. It was an epitome. It was an epitome of everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Cool.
In that case, but
cool.
The reward and the experience of it was so much fun. It's just like.
Yeah, and the fact that that was what you thought of when I asked that question too says a lot as well. Mm-hmm. So the pilot is made, but it's not. Have you not pitched it, or is it not finished, or what? Like what?
We pitched around a bit.
Okay.
It kind of got to a point where we weren't getting traction on it at a certain time, and like we have it still sitting on there right now, and that happens a lot with TV pilots. Like sometimes it'll happen, sometimes it won't happen. Like it's like we're still trying to make some moves to make it happen on there too, but it's kind of gotten to sometimes it's tough to sell, and that's one thing admittedly I am not amazing at either. Mm-hmm. And like we're like, and also finding reputable people to come help and sell and push the vision forward hasn't been the easiest as well. There's a lot of people that are going to say they're your buddy. They're going to say they're going to help you out and hook you up with this thing. I'm sure you've experienced it before plenty of times.
Absolutely.
Does not come through.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Luckily, in the situation we were in, we didn't owe people money or owe anything out of it in particular. We were able to pay off whatever we needed to. And it's like right now, not in a situation where I think that would be a problem. But still been talking with Vic. We might end up being able to do something with it at some point. But it's kind of at a time now where anything we'd be going out to film would be coming out of our own pockets to go out and shoot all this kind of stuff. And it's like, either we're going to sell it as the series and try to make something from it there, or it'll just be something for the resume. And it's tough, but with pilots and stuff, that happens a lot.
Well, I relate to that. I did Muay Thai kickboxing for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Had a few fights, just amateur.
Yeah.
But I say that because that's relatable to me, and that sounds interesting. That's something that I would want to watch, especially if it was even on a YouTube channel or on Netflix, right? A streaming platform.
Right.
That's definitely something I would check out and see what was happening and could possibly get involved in. I have a buddy in Colorado. His name's Mike Collins. He's trying to do something similar. I don't know where he's trying to take it, but he definitely has something in mind with bringing that kind of stuff and the struggle of fighters trying to make it
right
in different places around the world. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, and I guess there's some sort of like maybe analogy on there, like to with fighters struggling to make it, with the show struggling to make it a little bit right now and trying to find like that footing, like when you're first starting out and creating a film project and stuff and finding the right ground to like build off of it. Like that can be, it's that struggle. Like everyone, like we talked about so much on here already, like everyone looks at somewhere they've made it already.
Yes.
That's where it's at.
Yep.
You don't see all the stuff that happened before.
And that's what people will relate to more.
Absolutely. So, hey, maybe we'll be able to push it and make something cool with it.
Yes.
Or we'll make some YouTube content with it even too. I've thought about potentially integrating some of that content in my own channel and like doing stuff where I'll go out and travel and maybe shoot some stuff with Vic on the road and like get some content.
And fighting's pretty big, so.
Yeah, and then maybe like building an audience from YouTube can help build other projects like that and get recognition to where people might want to invest or want to take more of a chance. And that's one great thing about social media too, is once you have a presence on there, you can use that to kind of, I guess the word I use maybe is like to leverage to work on other projects and to work on like film productions and stuff to where people are like, okay, like this person has this kind of base here. We think that this audience can be reached to watch this content already. We're willing to take more of a chance.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting thing. It's not like you necessarily need to be right in the industry. You can do that now on social media and through content, which is something I also have as a consideration, because I do still think at some point it could be cool to make like TV shows or movies or create like other types of longer form content like that. But while YouTube is what I want to focus in on, that's definitely something I could see being something on the horizon as well. So
that's
I don't want to close it off.
No, that's what I was going to say. One of my my last questions is, where do you want to go? You do see yourself doing that forever, or is that like the next? You said you don't want to close it off. You don't want to.
I don't want to close it off.
Would you want to direct a movie like the people we just spoke of, or is that like a possibility? Would you want to write a script? You said you weren't really too much into writing, but.
If I were to, I would love to direct a movie at some point.
Okay.
It would be awesome. It's not, like for a while, I was like, that's all I really wanted to do. Now this is kind of more what I really want to be involved in, because it's kind of like, this is where I kind of see all my passions converging to my love for travel, adventure, the outdoors, filmmaking, creativity, connecting with other people, and like showing it out to everyone, like, and be able to create consistent amounts of content. And like, that's also the fun thing. Like, it's different than like when you're a filmmaker, like you might be putting out a movie like every couple of years or once a year, or whatever it is. But like this, you're like putting out new stuff all the time, and you get to work on new creative stuff, and it's awesome. It's fun. But I think for me, I would probably have to give it like a few years, see where it's at, see how I'm enjoying it. And if I'm really not enjoying it, I'm not going to stick with it.
Yeah, good.
Because I'm going to go on and I'll try something different. But at the end of the day, even if I realize down the line this isn't what I want to do, I'm not going to regret it, because at least I tried it.
At least you tried it.
At least I tried it.
That's one of the worst things, I think, is being stuck in a job, which is unfortunate. A lot of people are in that. They're in jobs they don't want to be in, and they're stuck there, and they have families, and they have to stay in it. So,
it's a tough position to be in. And it's goes back to another reason I feel very fortunate right now, too. I have that liberty to be able to go out and try these things, to where I don't have those particular responsibilities of providing for a family or doing other things like that. I'm in a position where I
run that shit up.
Yeah,
do it as much as you
I'm
can.
open to it now. And like, at least I can look like, if this ends up like going nowhere, nothing happens with it, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
Because I went for it. And that's all that matters to me right now.
Yes. Being happy.
Yep.
Man, well, you got a bright road ahead, it sounds like. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you coming on and talking to us about your journey and the possibilities for the future, and what's happened in your past. You know, your whole journey is very interesting and fascinating to me. So I appreciate it. So again, can you tell everybody what's your Instagram, your YouTube? What else do you want people to know?
Yeah. So my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, it's all under the same name, The Wild Wolfgang. It's all presenting adventure, travel, outdoor content through the lens of a cinematographer and photographer. I'm taking you guys on the journey with me. We're going to go out and explore these different spots, learn a little bit about cameras, might do some goofy stuff on camera, mess around. Don't take myself too seriously, so should be some fun content in there too.
Yeah.
And if you like it, great, subscribe. If not, leave some comments and up my engagement and tell me how I suck. That's cool too. I'm good either way. Just give
check it out. Just
give
check
it
it
some
out.
love or some hate. Either way is fine.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's my handles on across both. Full long form videos are going on YouTube at The Wild Wolfgang, and then more short form content's going to be going on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
Perfect. That was awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Preston. Thank you so much.
Yeah.